Yeah, it's gravity. It's natural. Excellent. What's up, everybody? We are doing feeding time. How you doing, Erica? Afternoon, everybody. They're quick-witted. Give everybody some good. Hello, guys. Hello. Hello. Get on the water. We got the turkeys up here. Got the big guns. Hi, guys. Hello. Hello. Got the turkeys up here. Got some of them all puffed out. Hi, guys. They enjoy some peas as well. Hello. All the chickens, ducks, and geese. We got the whole crew here. Everybody you love to watch. Everybody's here. There you go, guys. There's some peas. Angela on fire. Hi, hello. I'm glad you like this live stream, silly dude. Pasture raised indeed. That's right. My chickens are everywhere. My animals have 15 acres to free range, and unfortunately, my turkeys just ended up at my neighbor's house. But I guess there are always things. The turkeys don't do too much. They just walk around and want to be by people. What is up? Hello. What's up, duck ducks? Turkey, turkey, turkey. Go down here, turkey. Ooh. Hey, guys. There you go. Hello, hello. Look at these. Aren't these turkeys turning out beautiful? Look at these guys. They are beautiful. Look at the colors. Let's see if he'll turn around and puff out. There we go. He's puffing out. Look at that. Look at that. Got 4 males we got from Rural King. So all they do is walk around with their feathers out. Gorgeous. Hi, buds. Look at those colors coming through. Hi, everybody. All right. They look good. I don't know if you've ever had turkeys. Love them so far, except for they're now wandering all over the property. But I guess that's what happens. We have 4 boys. Right? They are absolutely mentally. They are mentally wild, but love to hang out. They all day they free range. All of a sudden we get home from work, and they're like, "Hey," just appearing at the garage. They see my neighbors get home, sit on their porch. They're walking up there, and then their dogs nipped them. But I was like, if that's what the turkeys are going to do, I've definitely heard of meat rabbits. I have a couple people that I know that that's what they're into. I've also heard of people raising quail for that same purpose. I'm not here to judge. It's not for me. Everything you see out here and all the video and all the content, these are my pets. I love it. Free. It's not totally free, but easy therapy for everybody. No, Traveler Mac, I agree. My neighbor came out. It was pretty awesome. She came out with like a fly swatter just to shoo them. And then they started running. Man, they went from 0 to 60 all the way back from her property to mine so fast. Pretty soon here, they'll start jumping around and they'll start trying to jump on the different roofs and different structures I have. So I'll hear them walking above me as we're out here doing feeding time right now. That is so funny. But it works out. They're all pretty good. Yeah, I was shockingly, we got turkeys in March. And, you know, they're pretty cool when they're little. But now that they're bigger, they're just like big yard dogs. They want to walk around, do their thing, and then they'll turn around and come right back. Hi, baby. Only thing that's disappointing is that it's getting darker earlier now here, depending on where you're at. We're in the Northern Hemisphere in the United States and Illinois. So I have to get out here earlier now. That's the only thing that stinks. Hi, Norma. Welcome. Just doing some feeding time. This is one of our nightly things. I think I'm going to just start doing it. Live streaming a little bit, showing people what I do. Kind of how maybe that'll help you guys out. We've been doing this since I don't know. Like, look at this. I hope Traveler Mac is still here. Look at this confusion. What is going on? He looks so disappointed that the chicken's not as big as he is. Utter disappointment. This is Desi. We adopted Desi. We took them in. He's got angel wing. Yes, I'm very well aware of that. He has angel wing. I don't think the neighbors did anything wrong. I think it's just his genetic condition. This is Lucy. That's his girl. She's kind of our alpha of the flock. She just watches from a distance but doesn't want to get involved. Hey, everybody. So we got everybody here. We've got 4 turkeys we got back in March. We got the ducks back in March. Behind these structures, I got maybe a 75 by 150 by 8 foot deep pond. So the ducks and the geese go swimming in there. For the longest time, the geese would never go swimming in the pond. They just refused. They hung out with the chickens. Then I let the ducks out, and we were practicing with the ducks, like putting them in the tub and letting them swim and kind of build up strength. Put the ducks in the pond. Next thing you know, geese found out they knew how to swim. So it's been an awesome relationship for the ducks and the geese. Originally, the geese, man, I read some horror stories on like Reddit and stuff about the different people having ducks and geese, and they could never get along. And I don't know, I just kind of pressed the issue and got super lucky that this is our male goose, Desi, and he's been absolutely awesome with all of the ducks. He just watches over all of them. He is 100% the flock boss of watching. But then if we need some reinforcement, Lucy doesn't want anybody by her. But we got a couple special needs ducks. Hey, Richard. We've got some special needs ducks here. That Cuddles, we call him Cuddles because he used to sit in our lap a lot when he was a baby. We had 2 other special needs ducks that ended up passing away. That was very sad. And I'll tell you what, if it was my first time ever having animals like this, that might have been soul crushing. That was very difficult to have that happen. But we have Cuddles with us right now. Lucy has done an excellent job watching over Cuddles. When he was a baby, she would wait by the pond with him to make sure he'd walk up. So Cuddles has, this is our duck Cuddles. He's a pecking or peking duck, however way you want to say it. That's Cuddles. Cuddles actually walks cross-legged. And like everybody else, I freaked out. Not enough vitamins, not enough this, not enough that. And eventually I had to accept the fact that it was nothing that I did. I couldn't have given him any more niacin than these large breed ducks require. So he was born with a genetic defect, and people will be like, "Oh, I hate where it came from, whatever big time hatchery it was." It's like, no. You think these multi-million-dollar places want to sell low quality animals? I don't think so. And so that's our special needs duck. We call him Cuddles. We'd give him the niacin. We got the vitamin B, did all that good stuff. And like I was saying, we eventually just had to come to terms with the fact that he was born cross-legged. We ended up finding a vet that was willing to see him, and at the same time, he was really my concern. The other one, come to not find out, it ended up having that slipped joint in their knee, the slipped tendon, and really there's no coming back from that. So we had to say goodbye to one of our first ducks 8 weeks later, which was sad. The doctor examined Cuddles back there, and Cuddles ends up having to have has a heart murmur on top of his cross-leggedness. I was just totally probably not a word, but hey, whatever. And his being cross-legged, he walks, he takes his time, and man, when it was hot down here in Illinois, that humidity really got to him. So he gets tired easily, but he takes his time, or he sits down and catches a break. He's got a heart murmur. The doctor, the vet that we took him to, said that he could live a long, fruitful life. There's also a high chance that he has a heart attack and passes away because of his heart murmur. So we will give Cuddles the highest quality life that we possibly can. He's trying to take a nap right now. And I would say, while most of the animals have recognized the fact that I've done whatever I can. It's a shame. I'll have to look it up. Oxyflow. I'll have to look it up. We've done everything we can based upon every Reddit forum, every backyard chicken keeper. It's my first go around with ducks, but he does the best we can do. I'll have to look that up. Thank you, Jay. You know, I'm always open to learning. I don't know everything, but we have been with chicken keeping for a while. The turkeys are brand new. But I digress. He lives a high quality life. When he gets winded, he sits down. I try to bring, like, for feeding time, I'll go hand feed him. He's used to being hand fed. He's used to being held. So I guess it's a lot of positives. But it's okay. But we got everybody out. I can hear the chickens starting to go to bed. The turkeys and the chickens will be some of the first ones to go to bed. Usually, lastly, the turkeys will be the last ones to go to bed. And now that we've already lost about 45 minutes of sunlight, we'll start to see all of them go to bed first. And then we'll have the ducks and the geese, my party animals, my late night. Ooh, look at that. She said, get out. Or is that one of the boys? Yeah, that's one of the boys. If you've never had ducks, and I never had ducks, so I did a lot of research, a lot of reading. I needed to find out as much as I could. The male ducks have a little extra feather that curls up called the drake tail. So that he chased off those turkeys. He said, step off. There's a little tail. Let's see if I can slip my finger in. It's a little extra tail, a little nub standing right up compared to the female ducks where it's just a smooth back. So if anybody's watching for the first time, looking at how to tell the difference between male and female ducks, that's one of the things. See how this one's got a little curled tail? Let's see if I can zoom in on him. He's got a little curled tail right there. And that's different from the females who have the smooth ones. Look, and Oh my goodness, I hit the mute button. Thank you so much. Thank you. You were right. I hit the mute button when I turned it around. I was saying that was Scar. Thank you, Nora. Don't retract. It is beautiful. That's Scar. He's new to the farm is what I was saying. I was saying we have taken in as many of the neighborhood animals as possible, I guess. We should become one of those 503Bs or something. Thank you, Nora. Oh my goodness. Holy Toledo. You know, thank you. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. There you go. There's some more peas. Yeah, I definitely throw out all the treats. I know some people are like, put them in a bowl. Nope. Because all of my animals free range throughout the day, I encourage as much grazing as possible. Look at this. Scar just dumped all the peas everywhere. So these guys are going crazy right now. They're like, yeah. Usually I try to pace out the peas so that they go get some food or whatever bugs are around or get some scratch. But I don't know. So far, so good. New shed we got. I'm gonna turn it into the new animal house. I'm thinking a nice fall project will be to tear down some of this stuff and build it back. The previous ownership, they did a really good job with it, but it's, 10 years old. A lot of it's not pressure treated wood. They didn't really cover some areas pretty good, but hey, it's lasted this long. It's good enough. Oop, bumped it again. I'm getting sloppy. There you go, guys. Get all these peas that Scar spilled everywhere. Come on now, guys. Clean her up. Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome. All right, guys. You want some? Toss them all around. Put some in the water. Make sure you drink some water. Throw some out there to Cuddles. Everyone's still rocking and rolling right now. Getting close to dusk. Yeah. There you go, everybody's moving. Starting to go in. Get their last snacks right now. We've been doing this, I've been doing this for about 8 weeks. Trying to build in some good habits. When the ducks and the turkeys, or the ducks and geese first met, it was pretty rough. There were nights I was out here with my wife trying to get the ducks and geese off the pond. It was 10:30 at night, so we instituted a new policy. Feeding time as the sun starts to go down. So doing this for the last 8 weeks has definitely built in some awesome habits for the entire flock of all these animals. Here you go, Cuddles. Sit down, relax, big guy. If anybody's got any questions, feel free. If not, enjoy the show. There you go, cowboy. Oh, good. Got some crowing going on. Nothing like crowing at 7 o'clock. If you're getting into chickens, I will tell you right now, contrary to Hollywood, roosters crow 27. Doesn't matter what time. I've come out here at 10:30 at night. I'll walk in there with a flashlight. We'll get crowing going on. Does not matter. Hopefully where you live, you got some rain. I know we've been having a drought around here. Yeah, that's a really good question, Mac. I definitely let them free range. They have access to my 15 acres. We have 15 acres here. Behind me, I have 80. Not personally, but the neighbors own 80. I got another guy over here. He owns 100. And then my neighbor to the other side of me, they own 40 acres. So my animals, luckily I have good neighbors. They can go wherever they want. How do I get them back in their pens without losing some? Well, I think anybody that owns animals that's doing what I'm doing knows that there is a risk of losing some. I feel for me because we don't have a lot of pressure, and it really depends on where you live. Our biggest predators are coyotes and foxes. Every once in a while in the spring, the hawks go crazy. And then we also have, lately, that's becoming more popular, bald eagles have been popular. So really in the springtime, I've learned to kind of keep the animals in their pens, at least in the mornings. That's when I typically have found, at least in our area, the hawks are really active looking for that morning meal. As far as the coyotes and the foxes, well, they're nighttime animals. And I'm not saying I'm going to be out here every night. And I'm not saying that coyotes and foxes don't come out during the day, because they will if they're hungry. But traditionally, they're nighttime. It's happened. But we also trap. I don't know if you have that opportunity, Mac, to trap. And I know the laws in our state, if there are predators out, you have a right to defend your flock. So we do some predator control as well. We do a little light trapping to make sure that there's like this bubble. For the first time in my almost decade of owning animals, we had raccoons break in. Raccoons were never an issue for me, and then they broke in a couple nights in a row, and unfortunately had some of the chickens, and it looked like KFC in there, like all the way down to the bucket. And so that taught me a little quick lesson that we needed to now pivot from trapping from four-legged running predators, foxes and coyotes, and we needed to pivot to trapping for raccoons. So I hit the raccoons pretty hard. And right now we have a little bubble. I got a couple foxes. It's a necessary evil. It's probably one of the worst things if anybody owns animals, if you have the opportunity to take care and have to defend your flock, but it's a necessary thing. But everyone where they live is different. I know people that live in town, you can't necessarily trap and have firearms. Whereas I'm in rural America, firearms are really easy, and it's a very easy way for us to effectively monitor and control the predators around us. But that's a really good question. And also, lately, with all these new animals, I sit out here almost every night. So I've got my scent out here. I put them away. But yeah, I'm definitely running a risk during the day. Yeah, see, hawks are tough. You according to the laws, you're not supposed to discharge firearms at foxes because they're a bird of prey. Now, bobcats, I'm in Illinois. I do hunt occasionally if we need something. But like bobcats, we have bobcats. Our bobcats in our area. They're not really big. I'm not saying they won't be in the future. But I know some people, their biggest fear is a bear. We don't have bears where we live. Yes, every once in a while, a black bear crosses over to Missouri. So, and I'm sorry for your loss. No, we had a coyote come in the middle of the day, and I think it killed 7 or 8 hens. We lost 2 roosters, and that's just what we saw. And because it was a bad time, like right now, there was not a lot of food. We were running a drought. I think the coyote, from what I could research, was overkilling as a thing of self-preservation. It must have been 4 or 5 o'clock, and we looked out, and I just saw carnage everywhere. But that was one of the risks we run. You know, my chicken coop, I would say the whole chicken coop, as you can see in the background, is covered by chicken wire. And then it's going to be a little bit harder to see, but I think I like to believe it's made a difference. But this, like right here, yeah, I have that 1/4-inch hardware cloth to prevent anything from kind of at ground level ripping in. And then on the ground, I have, what we happen to have was 2x4. I probably in hindsight should have laid down more of the hardware cloth. We laid 2x4 PVC coated wire as like a predator apron to stop anything from kind of digging. You know, listen, if something's going to want to get in, they're going to get in. It's not Fort Knox here, but we do have a predator apron. Now, as for the ducks, thank you, Norma, and I appreciate it, Mac. It is definitely a bummer. We were able to keep most of them alive and do our thing, but it was just one more realization that predators, especially coyotes and foxes, if there is tough times going on, they will adjust. It's self-preservation. Yes, it was sad to lose the chickens to the coyote, but it was just doing what it was supposed to do. So I got a fox. I got a fox this spring. Yeah, see, I think tin would be great too. Tin would be a real good idea. I know for we got ducks on impulse. That's usually how it works. We got ducks on impulse. So I took that old deer hunting blind, took it apart, put it up here, and then we ended up getting these little cages right here. I don't have those cages predator proofed by any means, because that's not a permanent thing. So I didn't want to go down that route. But I guess if I needed more time, I would lay out some hardware cloth. But the ducks, they're locked in that old hunting blind. I just took some plywood and covered it up some holes. But that's raised. So, and I also, for the ducks, I also put, just for the raccoons, because everything's got a latch on it, I put carabiner clips through them. You know, I just feel like you can't do enough to try and deter predators, and you can do as much as you can to predator proof, but sometimes a new predator comes in. Like if we have bears come into the area out of Missouri, well, my stuff isn't designed for bears. And I'm sure if a bobcat wanted to get going, it would be more determined, because look at what's going on with my turkeys and half of the chickens. They're starting to roost up in these, they're up there. So if a bobcat or something wants in and they're really determined, they're going to get in. But I just try to do everything possible to deter a predator from wanting to make the effort, even though they're going to see these animals, they're going to smell them. I just try to do everything possible to, like I said, to deter them. You know, I've seen people run hot wires, run 2 levels of hot wires around their coops. They'll use like a solar charger kind of a thing that people would use for cattle to keep cattle in. I've seen a lot of cool ideas out there, definitely for bigger predators. It's a lot of good ideas. And I think your question's awesome, because I don't think a lot of people put a lot of stock in predator proofing any of their coops or runs. I don't care if it's turkeys, ducks, geese. More effort needs to be put into that before anything. That's a really good question. I know some people would do concrete. Well, for some of us, concrete's not an option. Concrete is incredibly expensive. So, welcome to the tin. A lot of us have a lot of leftover supplies. Or some people will go with the wire. But so far, since we're kind of in the middle of summer, we're kind of in a drought. I sit out here, I don't know, sometimes from 5 till 9 o'clock. I'm sure the predators hear me. I'm sure they smell me. So hopefully that's a deterrent. Now, I do have trail cams everywhere to give me data. I know when we close up here and I'm done, well, now I'll be done at like 8:30. My trail cams right now are all telling me that we got a fox coming in. And the fox, I got a couple cameras around by the coops. And the cameras are telling me that that fox is coming in. That fox is outside 10 feet running around here. So I'm definitely aware of that. I'm kind of looking into maybe some kind of thermal imaging stuff. That would be really helpful for predator control. But some of that stuff gets real expensive. But it's like, well, look how much money you've invested in animals. It's kind of something to look into. That was a really good question. If anyone else got any questions or comments or what you do. Yeah, to save money, I pay for trail cameras. I run Moultrie mobiles all over my property to give me as much data as possible on what the predators look like. So if I start seeing lots of predators at night, that's going to give me some data that I need to start coming out because they're starting to scout this place. And then we'll have to take care of the issue and, again, push them back a little bit. I know everyone has their own preference depending on how big your property is or how small. Some people just use a house camera because their animals are close. But I run Moultrie mobiles. It seems to work really well for me. Their cameras are really nice. I pay for the yearly packages just to save a couple bucks. I found it to be very beneficial. It gives me, again, everything is about making a data-driven decision. I don't want to sit out here late at night if predators are not a problem. But I've seen this one lone fox out here all the time. Haven't seen a lot of other stuff, but yeah, I know some people see bears all the time. You got to build your structure so much differently. Oh, yeah. The foxes definitely have cloaking devices. They are interesting. I've had to sit out here sometimes. I've been out here 4 or 5 o'clock. You know, if anyone goes hunting, the earlier the better. And I got out here 4 or 5 o'clock, and I had a fox come out. It was every bit of 4:15. I caught it on the trail cams. It was scouting this area, trying to find a weak point or a perfect moment to get some of the animals. But because I have so many trail cameras, it gave me the data to say, hey, you need to sit out here. And I came out here extra early and just sat, and then it came out, and then it was dispatched. But that's farm life for you. That is farm life. Every bit of farm life. Yep. Looks like the turkeys are trying to jump on the roof. It's like their nightly thing we can get up on the roof. The other day they jumped on top of my side-by-side and then jumped on top of the roof. I was really hoping for a boy, one boy of each breed and one girl of each breed. But hey, what are you going to do? I got 4 boys. I'd rather have all or nothing, I suppose. I don't have to worry about any nonsense. Though I am very curious. I don't know if anybody watching has turkeys or specifically male turkeys. Will they end up leaving me for the wild turkeys we have during spring? I do not know. Or will they hang out here? I do not know. We have 2 large flocks, probably 30 plus, of wild turkeys. So I'll be curious because I've already seen because now these males are older, I've already seen wild turkeys come in because of them. So that was been something neat to watch. So I'll be curious if they will draw in any female turkeys, or will they leave me and go roam. I've seen some videos of people's female turkeys leaving and then coming back, and then they've had a mix of the wild turkeys and their turkeys. Those have been kind of neat to watch. Yep, this is our tame time of night. Hey, Callie, how you doing? Kind of drawing near the end. There's our ducks. They're doing their thing. I really like the ducks. The only time I didn't like them was springtime when we had a ton of rain, and their waste really stunk. But we also have a pond, so I watch all these videos. Of people changing their pool water in a little pool. Yeah, I don't do any of that. I'm sure I would not like the ducks if I had to do that all the time. We are very blessed with the opportunity to have the ducks. And a pond. Yep. Here we go. Here's the whole gang. We're only missing one duck right now. Recently discovered. I appreciate it. Thank you. Just try to showcase the animals and help anybody else who's new to the hobby. Oh, they found the peas I threw out there. I appreciate you, Callie. Thank you so much. There you go. Here's the rest of the piece, guys. And we have a first time ever. I'm thinking about it. I try to do feeding time, Callie. I try to do feeding time so that everyone can kind of see, showcase all the animals. Sometimes people have questions, and I'll answer them. They know I'm here. Other times, I'll just sit here, and some people just like to watch the therapeutic value of just watching the animals. Thank you. I'm glad you do this. It's one of the reasons I got into social media many moons ago. I didn't grow up like this, so I wanted to show them off. I'm very proud of all these beauties and how healthy they are. And I love talking with other people who have the same passion for the animals. It's nothing more rewarding. There you guys go. Eat up. There you go. Eat up. Ease up. Oh, man. There you go. Eat up. Get your last snacks before we go to bed. But yeah, if anybody's thinking about getting ducks, I didn't have a problem with the ducks. And I'm sure it's because I'm blessed with a big pond, and they just go swimming in there. And we did the whole pool thing for a little bit. What a pain in the butt that was. And I was just like, all right, I think they're ready for the pond. And the pond's maybe, I don't know, 75 feet away. So they'll walk down or to the pond, and then they'll come back up if they need water or snacks. If they don't want to drink the pond water, I've got all their food available. They don't really go too far. They just hang out in the pond, and then we have our nighttime session like this. And the reason I started doing this, and I recently have started live streaming it, because I figure, well, if I like watching it, someone else might like watching it or talking like you're there. And so that's when I started live streaming. I live streamed a little bit on Facebook and a little bit on Instagram and, a little bit on YouTube right now. I just know there's different people have different hours, so I like to share with everybody. But I think I'm going to... Oh, thank you. Yeah, if you've watched some of my videos, I got my two dogs, Bella and Boomer. Boomer's a Doberdain. Bella's a pit bull boxer, but these guys are like little dogs. That's awesome. Do you like live streaming? That is actually what it is, human. These are the Aflac ducks. These are the Pekin or Pekin, depending on how you want to say it, ducks. The big white Aflac duck. Hi, guys. Yep, it's almost time for you to go to bed. You're going to do a little duck walk and go to bed. Come on. Hey, congratulations on monetization. It's a big step. That's absolutely awesome. I hope you make as much money as you need or want. Yeah, I don't know. Some of these platforms just really, I think YouTube, and I'm not really into Twitch, but you know, Facebook doesn't really pay you to live stream. Instagram doesn't pay you to live stream. The only one that really runs an ad across it is YouTube. So I'm kind of, after live streaming for probably, the last month, I think I'm like you, and I think I'm leaning towards just heavily live streaming on YouTube because while I don't make much, I'd rather get something is better than nothing. We got our ducks in the springtime. We got them in late March. I think it was like March 25th. It's when the chicken craze was going on and everyone was buying every chick in sight, whether it was Rural King, Tractor Supply, Blaine's Farm and Fleet, depending on where you're at, or any other store. So that was one of the reasons I wanted to get ducks for a couple years, and they were literally the turkeys and the ducks were the only thing we could find in store. They were the only thing we could find in store, and that was kind of like my extra motivation at that point, since everyone was buying up all the chicken. And then, man, when I first got into chickens, almost a decade ago, you could go buy the females. It was like $2.50, and it didn't matter what chicken it was. It was $2.50. Now, even straight runs like $5. And then, hey, All Things Outdoors, hello. Yeah, ducks will start to come back in season. It just really blew my mind that now the Easter eggers are now considered fancy chickens. So now the fancy chickens are now like $7 or $8 for a chick. And I'm like, man, these were all $2.50 just not too long ago. And then I know if you order directly from the hatcheries, it's even more expensive. Now, I remember when a 50-pound bag of feed just almost a little under 10 years ago, it was $10 for a 50-pound bag of feed. So I hope Cole's definitely a name. I'll definitely put it down. I think it's definitely a popular name. I've been sick as of late, so I've been pretty lazy about the whole chicken name thing. Everybody right now, since everyone started going back to school, they got that new virus coming in. We're in Illinois. No problem. We're in Illinois. Prices are ridiculous. Where are you guys at, Callie? Is it Cali Chickens because you're in California, or is it Cali because it's your name? Alabama, excellent. Hopefully Alabama's getting some rain. I know we just recently got some rain. We needed it bad. There you go, Cali and Cali. There we go. Yeah, we definitely needed the rain pretty bad here. I think our area got blessed. We got dumped with like 1.5 inches of rain last night, which I'm happy because I just planted like 5 acres of turnips. I planted 5 acres of turnips for the deer and for the chickens to eat because they'll eat all the foliage as it comes up. So I'm hoping some of my other food plots start bumping and start germinating and sprouting because some areas they have definitely done it. Yeah, we're in a drought. I was watching the 5 o'clock news before I came out here, and they're like, "We are in a drought." Congratulations, Southern Illinois, you are in a drought. Yeah, well, I knew that when my pond is down 2 feet. It's a pretty good indicator we haven't got much rain. Hi, guys. Yep, you're the party animals. You are the party animals. You are the last people out. Everybody else is in bed. Nice chatting with you. I'll have to pay attention, Miss Callie. I'll pay attention to that. Yep, they're the party animals. These are my night owls. That has got to be... Well, they'll go to bed here soon. They will... Maybe I'm lucky. I don't know. Maybe I trained them up. I'd like to take credit for it, but I can't. But the ducks will have this duck march where they'll all march into their pen. My chicken and duck coops have automatic doors. So they'll march back in there. So I'm blessed with the fact that they will kind of go to bed, kind of put themselves to bed, I guess. I don't know. Like, I know the turkeys and the ducks, the turkeys and the chickens, they're gone. They are already in bed. They're roosted. I just got to go shut these 2 doors for everybody to get back in. Boom, done. These guys still out here rocking and rolling. Is that a dove? So we just try to do the best we can. But they will definitely... They'll all start quacking real quick. And the next thing I know, they'll get this itch. This might be it. This might be their nighttime duck walk. Nope, we're just getting a drink. Maybe we're getting a drink before we take off. But the next thing I know is Desi, our alpha goose right here. He'll hang out, and then they'll all get a drink, and then they'll take off for their little pen, and then I'll start to put everyone to bed. I'll give everyone water. You know how it goes. Ooh, there's a bat. The bats are out already. Excellent. Oh, you guys came back. I'm sorry. I'm out of treats. It is about time for y'all knuckleheads to go to bed. Hello. Hello, everybody. Party animals. I'm out of treats. It's about ready for you guys to go to bed. So Lucy's always in the background for the most part. She is a lurker. She is always alert and watching. Desi, our male goose, is always in the middle of things. She is always lurking on the outside. We are super lucky. We are super lucky here for the most part. Like 99% of the time, the ducks and the geese get along. Like, we're good right now. I understand it's not springtime. Talk to me again during the spring when hormones and stuff are pumping. But as of right now, they are living a pretty good life together. Thank you for the likes. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. But eventually Lucy and Desi will get tired of even dealing with the ducks, and they'll put themselves to bed. But to me, when people are like, "How do you do this?" I think it's about good habits. Like anyone, creatures of habit. Just want to be good stewards to them, and they'll probably get their last couple drinks. I think they realize I'm out of peas. They're really particular. I've tried feeding them other stuff. They don't care. So far, they like watermelon. They love watermelon. I've been trying to feed that to them a lot. We got a garden full of watermelon, so I grew maybe a 25-foot garden of watermelon. Gotten a handful of those. Oh, here we go. This is looking like it might be it, folks. They're marching their little selves to bed. There we go. That's it. You'll see a couple of them take off, and then there goes everybody. That's my cue. So we'll go ahead. We'll go follow them in. They're pretty good about this. Ooh, the moon's coming out. There we go. So Lucy's still hanging out, watching from the sidelines. Desi will kind of put everyone to bed. Here you go, Duck Duck. Let's go. And then I'm going to start getting things ready. Let's go to bed, everybody. Thank you. Let's go. All right, Duck Duck, let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Here comes all the ducks. There's the ducks. They'll do their thing. We'll get everybody up in here right now. I don't like that angle. Huh. I've got a water bowl over there. I got a hanging feeder for them. I'm trying to get it so, because they'll eventually put themselves to bed. They'll walk right through there. They'll eat a little bit. Maybe I changed my angle. There we go. You can watch them eat, and then they'll walk into their house. Go to bed. Come on, Lucy. Go to bed. Desi, go to bed. Come on. Come on, let's go. Desi, get back here. Come on. Come on, go to bed, guys. All right, good. Everyone's in bed now. For those of you that stuck around, that's our automatic coop door that we use for the ducks. It is big enough for them, and there's some of the larger breed ducks. They're the Peking ducks, or Peking. I just come over here, I'll shut her down. I got it programmed to open up at 7, in case it's the weekends we want to sleep in a little bit. But for the most part, I'll come out here at night, go ahead and close her down. I think I need to come out here and clean this a little bit. Ducks getting messy. Well, yeah, that's it. Well, lock her up. Well, everyone, I really appreciate you watching for another night of feeding night, feeding time. Try to do it. Try to get out here a couple hours before dusk. Sit out here and feed the animals, spend some time with them, examine them. As always, hold on, out of breath. All right, mother cluckers, as always, keep clucking and have a great night.